Hey, it's your boy Crypto Blood. What's going on, people? I'm back in the studio, back from North Carolina. It's getting better, hopefully. We're going to look at technicals in a minute, but first I want to give a shout outs to my man Tyler D, I should say. He said here, Crypto Blood, I have a song request for your channel, and only if we get through these pullbacks and start to officially rally again. Slum Village, get this money. You're from Detroit, so I'm sure you're okay with that. I sure am, bro. So that's what I'm playing right now, people. Some classic Detroit rap. So I played it because I think we are done. I'm gonna stick my neck out there and say it. I gave you guys on my last live stream when I was out in Queen City, I showed you my technicals, and before it actually hit where I thought it would, and it actually did that. So we're going to take a look at that in a minute as well. But I think we should be building a base here. So you know, I'm sticking my neck out there and saying that. We got Richard Hart saying the sky is falling, Bitcoin is over, it's dead, he's done. I was watching him on Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech interviewed Richard Hart, and he was just sounding so depressed. I'm like, bro, what the hell? You sound like a newbie. It's not dead, man. You know, there are definitely some issues. I have issue with the core team in the way they're facilitating things. You know, Richard Hart made some good points for sure, saying that it doesn't matter. He sees the value being placed on the Ethereum, the Ether token, simply because of some of the tokens that reside on top of Ethereum. So he says that if there is any success with any of these projects, then Ethereum or Ether will see an increase in value as well. And he's right. You know, I mean, right now Ethereum's at 728, but you know, it's been relatively, if you're talking percentage wise, it's been holding up better than Bitcoin. So we'll have to see, but man, I don't agree with him saying that we're in a bear market now. Hell, we ran up to $20,000 in Bitcoin USD in less than, I don't even know, was it like a month and a half? We went from 6,000 up to 20,000, like, and it's percentage wise, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about law of large numbers and market cap and the amount of capital that flew into Bitcoin, it definitely got ahead of it. I had my price targets of a pullback, I think at 10,000, 11,000, somewhere around there, and it just blew past everyone's expectations. So I think we got ahead of ourselves, and that's where we are with things. But let's take a look at where we sit right now with the market. Market cap is currently at $335 billion. Bitcoin's market dominance is at 35.7%. Sea of red right now, with the exception of probably like Tether. But the red is a little deceiving, because we were more red percentage wise over the night. So it looks like we're getting a bounce back, and I'm going to show you guys the same chart that I showed you the other day when we were right here. And I drew this line showing where I thought it would bounce off of this long-term red line that I drew. And so Richard Hart was talking about, because Ivan on Tech said he doesn't think technical analysis works in cryptocurrency. That's funny. He's totally wrong about that. And Richard Hart, you know, quickly told him, no, it does work for sure. And he's right. Technical analysis do work. in cryptocurrencies. And the reason is, and I agree with Richard Hart, when you have a purely speculative market, technical analysis works even more because that's all you have to go off of. There is no true need for the underlying assets in a real world perspective, from a real world perspective. So I don't think, we will see more use case for cryptos with platforms like Ethereum, EOS, these types of platforms where people will have to, irregardless or irrespective of price, will have to purchase a particular token because it's a utility. So it will in the future have less of a speculative flavor to it. But Bitcoin for sure is all speculation and is not a currency. He finally came to that realization. I don't know if it was finally, Richard Hart I'm speaking about. I don't know if it's finally, but that was the first time I kind of heard him talk about Bitcoin is more of an asset, a speculative asset class. So at any rate, let's look at this chart, people. What we have here is a nice bounce off of my red line, as you see here. And to be honest with you guys, if we don't hold this area, we're going back to 5,000. That'll be the floor. Can that happen? Possibly. But I think no other reason but my gut feeling is that we will bounce off of this and start to. So I drew this dotted line as well, the yellow one, and that is pretty much was an extension. This line was already there. That comes from back here. So I drew that some time ago, but I extended it outward so you guys can see possible trading channel. We can see going up now, so we can see, I can see us doing something like this, kind of trading like this for a while until we break out to the upside. So the sooner we break to the upside, the better, because that's less price targets to the upside that we need to break above and stay above. So ideally, let me just delete. I'm going to delete that. Ideally, I would love to see it do something like this where we break above. So now we can stay above that trend line and go up like that. But let's just see what happens. Watching the Richard Hart, Ivan on Tech interview, and I'm not done. I only got an hour in. But watching that really just made me think, and this is a question, rhetorical question for you out there. Why are you even in this game? Why are you in cryptos? Are you in it to make money? Or are you in it for fundamental changes in our monetary, the way money works, and the way we define what money is? Like that is and I have to go back to what Jeff Berwick said at the North American Bitcoin Conference. That's the reason I got into it. It wasn't about the money then, because hell, I thought I would lose all my money. I didn't know. I had no clue, So it was all experimental at that point. And I'm sure for the people who got in even before me, they didn't get into it to be rich and drive Lambos and stuff. No, it was the idea, the concept that this is money 3.0, and this is sound money. And that was the reason why we got into it. We kind of understood the issues with our current monetary systems, how they're stealing wealth from us every day in the form of inflation. And that's why we got into it. I just need you guys to really self-reflect and say, why am I even in this game? If I'm in it to make money, I mean, yeah, we want to make money. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. For sure you want to make money. But we should be in it because of the points that I made just a second ago. And if we have that mindset, then we won't be looking to conform and get validation from the banking cartel, Wall Street. Like, that's not what we should be looking for validation from. And I think we are losing that focus. We're losing the track that we're supposed to be on in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, period. It's not to conform to. So seeing countries say they're banning it and they're putting firewalls up and this and that, that should be a more frequent thing we see. That is a good thing that they are trying to ban it, because then they will finally see that they can't stop a decentralized technology. So, people got to really reevaluate, in my opinion, why they're even in this game. And as far as Bitcoin, I've told you guys this for a while, whether it be Bcash, Bitcoin Cash, whatever you want to call it, Litecoin, whatever, there needs to be a cryptocurrency that we can use. I know I'm kind of rambling on, but I just want to make that point. Like, first, we're down, 75% from the highs, roughly. I don't know. I'm just eyeballing it. 75%. We've seen lower than this in the past, multiple times. I don't understand what the hype is. Really, what I really want to make a comment about? People are, I got a few people call me, hey, what's going on, man? Like, what's going on with the market, man? This crash is crazy. It's funny because people really ain't about that life. They not about that life. When I mean they're not about that life, you say you don't want regulation. You say you don't want the SEC, CFTC, FINRA, all these regulatory agencies, and then some abroad as well. You say you don't want them in, regulating Bitcoin and crypto markets. Well, this is what you get when you don't want that. I don't want it either, but you got to be able to take it's not going to be all pros to this. One con to having a non-manipulated, non-regulated market or unregulated market is wild swings in the market and price fluctuation, because you don't have circuit breakers. You don't have, it's just, and so you'll have these types of moves. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, if you can't have your cake and eat it too, you can't have calm, very small deltas or changes in market pricing and not have regulation and plunge protection groups and all the stuff that we have in the legacy financial systems. You can't have both. Like, so either you want regulation, you want them to come in, pad the markets, add circuit breakers, do XYZ. You either want that to have a very subdued price volatility, price action, or you want free markets. And this is what free markets do. They go rampant. They'll go up. They'll come slamming down. You got to pick, people. So I suggest you really get your mind right on which direction you want to go with this. I want free markets. So when I see stuff like this, you know, from highs of 20,000, it's time for you to, you gotta buy the dips, or just hold your nose and wait. So that's my 2 satoshis on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm done rambling. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the markets. I'll be doing an interview with someone special later on today. I don't know if he's doing it live or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, people, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you click that bell. Also, join me in the Webbot chat room. We're having great conversations in there. We're growing every day, adding new people. And also make sure you jump over to cryptoblood.io. Check you out some hoodies. I'll be posting the Cliff Notes from Cliff High's latest interview tomorrow. So check out the Uncle Cliff info area on cryptoblood.io for that. Thank you to Daniel Becker for that. And we out, people. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Holla.